Sheldon Richman, what is something that people can find at the Libertarian Institute? And your final words.
The news roundup is, of course, worth its weight in gold, which is kind of funny because I guess it doesn't literally weigh anything, but it's very valuable. It'll save you a lot of searching around, and you're going to find stuff that's going to be hard to find. The book selection, it's just hard to overstate how great that is. And Scott's book, Enough Already, it's like an encyclopedia, except with much more detail than encyclopedias have, because it just covers, every aspect of the war on terror going back, before 2001. And it's just great as a reference book. I mean, if you you don't have the time to read it cover to cover, keep it on your shelf or have it on your Kindle, and you can look up a particular topic. Anytime you're curious about it, you're going to get plenty of detail and plenty of references. And then just the opinion articles, the analytical articles that are there every day, original, but also reposts from other places. Saves you a lot of searching to the other sites. I can't, and it's inspiring. Look at this team that Scott has put together. These younger guys are inspiring to me as someone already involved. It's like new energy, because when I hear these guys talking about what they're up to, it's just fabulous.
Can you imagine decades or even centuries ago getting to allocate money to the freedom fighters of the world when there's no internet? You just got to cross your fingers and hope Thomas Paine and Ludwig von Mises get picked up and published. But now at the tip of your fingers, not only can you donate, you can get an excellent copy of one of our books, and your funds are doubled, and it's a tax write-off. Scott Horton, final words and something that the Libertarian Institute provides that people will find value in.
Yeah, well, I hope we're good on things. I think people will find that we are. I got to say, I'm so proud of all of you guys, and, the fact that you guys are willing to work with me on this project in this way and whatever. The only thing Kyle didn't mention about Will Porter and Connor Freeman there is that I brought them on full time now. They're part of the crew now with us. And I guess, we've now made Patrick as the Justin Raimondo Fellow, which is really great. And we need to come up with better titles for Will and Connor. But we also have, what can you say, dude? We have the legend Jim Bovard as a regular contributor to our site, along with, you mentioned Laurie Calhoun there. Patrick and her great work on killing and all of that. Well, Laurie Calhoun is one of the most brilliant writers in the libertarian movement you could find anywhere. She's like the Will Grigg of our current era now. She's just absolutely incredible. Her book, We Kill Because We Can, is, foundational. It's as important as anything I ever wrote, much more probably. And she's certainly a much deeper thinker than I am. I'm just a names and dates guy. I'm a outrage a page guy, but she's got real deep thinking skills that are just on display on our page all damn day. That's enough right there. And Bovard, of course, is one of the most prolific journalists and writers and opinionists in libertarian history. He's written like 15 books or something like that. He's working on something right now. I don't know exactly what, but I can't wait for it. He's a big shot. He writes for the New York Post, Wall Street Journal, USA Today. He's on the board of USA Today. And he's a regular contributor to the Libertarian Institute as well. I'm very proud of that. And, Kim Robinson, I want to name some other names, but I'm kind of mad at them for not writing for us for a little while. So I'm going to withhold their names. But Kim Robinson, we've been counting on him to churn out great stuff for us for years now. And he's an MMA fighter and trainer from Australia. And a real badass, and like Laurie, a very deep thinker. He writes these incredible essays about, essentially war and peace and the ideologies behind them and the consequences of it all and history and all this. He's just brilliant. I'm not sure what I did to deserve having you guys agree to come and pal around with me, but I'm pretty impressed. I hope that people feel the same way about this project that I do, and that I think that you guys do. So and I'm just as grateful as I am proud about all of that. Now, also, I got some announcements here, which, is it okay if I say, Keith? I'm going to say it. Keith Knight is putting out a book very soon, and I sent it off to the guy. and it's for the very, very final stages of production here. So very soon we are going to be publishing. I won't describe it. I'll just tell you Keith Knight has a book. I'll leave the rest to him there. And then I've got a book that's almost done. That's a collection of interviews that I did about nuclear weapons, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Iran's nuclear program, America's Minutemen missiles, and Russia's retaliatory capability, and all of the rest of it, everything in there that you need to know about nukes. And I don't want to tell you the title yet because someone will copyright it before I get a chance to get my barcode set. I know how y'all are with your copyrights, but I'm going to be putting that out, and it's going to be very soon, and it's going to be great. And also, I am working on a book about the war, as you mentioned previously. I'm working on a book about the lead up to the war, America's role, the West's role in provoking the war between Russia and Ukraine that's going on right now. It's based on the speech I gave 2 years ago in February 2020 to the Libertarian Party of Washington State there in King County. Maybe it was just the King County chapter. And then I expanded that for the speech I gave in Utah a couple of months ago. And then now it's already more than double in length. And the real great news, and this is the first time I publicly announced this, so I hope that you guys find this as exciting as I do, is that I brought on as my co-author Daryl Cooper, aka Martyr Made on Twitter, who is the host of the Martyr Made podcast and co-host of the Unraveling podcast with Jocko Willink. And he's my buddy and a great anti-war guy. And he's the one who had me out and got me on the Jocko Willink show there back a few weeks ago. And he just put out this podcast that was so damn good on Ukraine. And I thought it just perfectly complemented what I already wrote. I just wanted to plagiarize it and copy and paste a bunch of pieces of it into the book. So that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I've already done, is copied and pasted a bunch of his stuff into my, chocolate and peanut butter mixing together here. And then, of course, we're both reading a pile of books and taking a million notes and working on putting together the rest of this thing. And we're in a real hurry. So not exactly sure how long it's going to take, but I got a great co-author here, really brilliant guy. So that's coming out real soon. And then also William Van Wagenen is working on a collection. You guys know him as one of the most just absolutely thorough and just scholarly and incredible writers on American writers on the war in Syria. And his series that he has done for us at the Libertarian Institute is, it stands on its own. The only thing that's left to be done is to edit out the redundancies and put it together correctly in book form. But essentially each essay already is a 15 or 20,000 word chapter or something, right? They're already complete chapters. And his essays for us are just absolutely incredible. It's William Van Wagenen, and he is working on putting all of that stuff together for us. And of course, there's my great friend Brad Hoff, who is a former Marine who lived in Syria for a while and was a great commentator on the Syrian war, kept the blog Levant Report, and he's already put out a book called Syria Crucified with his co-author is Zachary I'm going to say it wrong. Wingard. See, I was going to say it wrong. Zachary Wingard. Now, they put this book on as the stories of all these Christians who were persecuted and lost everything at the hands of the CIA's and Allied-backed Al-Qaeda forces in the dirty war in Syria, and the consequences for the Christian population there. And which I admit I haven't finished yet, or I would have had Brad and his co-author on about it for 2 hours probably already. But it's on the pile. But the thing is, they're working on another one, and they're going to put out a book about the war on Syria, not to give too much away, but based on a lot of secret documents and sort of the hidden history behind America's agenda against Syria going back for many decades. And this is a guy who's got his act together. He's the guy that I guess it was originally Judicial Watch that turned up the document, but he's the one who wrote up and publicized the DIA document of 2012 that was written by Michael Flynn's guys that warned that we're creating an Islamic caliphate in eastern Syria, and there's a danger it could blow back into Iraq. And that, the Islamic State of Iraq, they do call themselves the Islamic State. So it ain't like a secret what they want, That was Brad that brought that great information to us then. And who am I missing here? I mentioned Richard Booth. And then there's this guy, John Weeks, who I don't know if you guys know him yet. I don't think you do. He's not much of a public figure at this point. But I know him, and he's a great libertarian. And I've already made a handshake deal with him that I'm going to be happy to publish his book that he's working on. That's really about the philosophy and the mindset and the ideology of American militarism among the population and the elite and all the rest. Real smart guy stuff that, I'm perfectly incapable of writing, more Laurie Calhoun level, deep thinking stuff on all of these issues. So I'm really proud of that. And John is a great guy, a brilliant guy. So I don't know exactly when that thing's going to be done. I know he's getting cracking on it right now. And so, that's going to really be, you think our podcasts and articles are awesome. The catalog of books on the Libertarian Institute shelf, this time next year should be enough to just knock anybody's socks off there. So I'm real proud. And look, we're never going to have Charles Koch money. You're never going to have a glass castle in Washington, D.C. And frankly, we're never going to be as huge and important as the Mises Institute and all that they have accomplished over the last 40 years. I mean, they're just absolute legends, and toast to them. But if we can be equal peers with FFF and FEE and the Independent Institute and be on that same level with them and be considered to be, one of the group of important libertarian institutions on that level, then I'd be proud of that. And I already believe that that's the case, but it's pretty hard for me to tell from here. But I think that's what we're doing. I know we have some dedicated fans out there. I've been doing a lot of traveling around, mostly for the Libertarian Party, for the Mises Caucus, giving speeches to the Libertarian Party state conventions about anti-war issues and things. And we have some diehard fans out there in the country, guys. And literally, I mean, for the last, 10 or 12 weekends in a row, I've traveled across this country. So I've really been to a lot of states. And in the last 2-3 years, I couldn't tell you which all states I've been to. I met a lot of people out there, and they really do care about what we're doing. Certainly enough for us to keep going. So, and for you Bitcoin millionaires, you can help make up for those of us who had to spend our Bitcoins on rent when they were only worth $12 each, and keep our institute going. And we appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys on the team. I appreciate all of our readers and listeners and supporters, and just what can I say, but thank you.
Check us out at libertarianinstitute.org. I have 764 ad-free videos you can check out. Summaries of Scott Horton's work on Russia here. This Karlin Borisenko, why she left the Democrats and joined the Libertarians. Great story. I'm trying to bring over the red pill community with getting Rollo Tomasi fans over. Shepard, the voluntarist. He was formerly a cop, then wrote a book on why everyone should be a voluntarist. We have a blog. So if you like reading, but not too much, podcasts if you like listening, archives if you're really into reading. We have the books. We have everything there. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, and thanks to the viewers who are watching the Libertarian Institute Odyssey and YouTube channel. Take care, everyone.